So good afternoon and welcome to my presentation of the English course. My name is Laurence Daudin and I teach English in this master's degree. So I do distance learning, I do alternation education as well. I also work in a self-access center and occasionally I teach face-to-face. So I'm quite interested in varying my approaches. So let us start with the objectives of the course. Well, because you are master's degree students in final year, and this is a professional degree, the objectives are professional. We are going to work on skills, competencies, if you like, which are useful at work. Not all of them, but two. The first one is the ability to sum up written information, and the second one, to give a presentation in public, to speak in public. I think we can remind you of the framework. So this course starts in phase 2 in mid-February, and it is part of the CUEEP professionalisation, which is worth 5 ECTS. This is for the admin side. Now, if we look at the contents of the course in more detail, then we can move on to the next slide. You will see that it is based on practice. You know, in language learning, we learn by practicing, by doing things. So you will be asked to do two sorts of things. First, summaries. So I will give you texts from the media, from the internet usually, which you will sum up. The second type of tasks you will be asked to do is to give 2 oral presentations, short ones, 7 to 10 minutes, and you will synchronize your presentation with PowerPoint slides. Next slide. Yes, perhaps I should add that the objective of the course is both linguistic but also communication, which you can apply to any language, to any communication situation. This is not a communication class, this is an English class. Can we move on? To better understand what is expected of you in the oral presentation aspect of the course, I recommend you watch those 2 presentations. They were made by previous IPM learners. So Sophie was an advanced learner. She could speak English fluently. Her presentation is excellent. Now I also included Cecile's presentation because Cecile was at intermediate level when she started, like many of you probably. So you will see that she did an excellent job at the end. It is feasible. She used the course extensively, she practiced a lot, and she produced a very, very good result indeed. The English pronunciation may not be so good as that of Sophie's, of course, but the communication and the interest are really, really good. So take some time later in the week, or maybe before the course starts, to watch these 2 presentations. I think we can move on now to the approach. The approach will be both collaborative and individual. So it will be collaborative first because we will do chats. They will be optional because I know you are busy professionals and you may not be able to join the chat, but you're welcome if you can join them. And the objective of those chats will be to answer the questions, the preparation questions that I will give about the text. If you cannot join the chat, the correction will be online. But it will be good practice for you. We can do written chats or audio chats as you prefer. In small groups, maybe 6-7 people maximum. The summaries that I ask you to write will also be written in pairs. So it will be collaborative work. Now, at this stage of my presentation, I think I would like to go into detail to explain why it's twice 2 summaries. I will give you 2 articles, and for each article, you will write 2 versions of your summary. And in between, I will help you, I will give you help, so that you can improve the first version to produce version 2. And I will mark version 2. Okay? So, it's not only a collaborative approach, but it's also an approach in which self-evaluation, self-assessment is important. When you do distance learning, it's really crucial. Finally, the approach can be collaborative if you wish it to be so. For the oral presentations, you can do them either by yourself or with someone. It's up to you. But if you decide to do it with someone else, make sure everybody contributes equally. And also make sure the presentation is twice as long. So from 7 to 10 minutes, 14, 20 minutes. Okay. Now it's also a good idea, whether you do it by yourself or with someone, to ask someone to watch your presentation before you send it to me. So you get feedback. Maybe you could do it online, with Skype. Just see how it goes, and maybe get some feedback to improve it. So this will be collaborative work as well. Now naturally, as in any course, you will have individual work, reading the course and studying the course. And as I said, the presentations may be done individually if you wish. Next slide, please. So the materials you will need will be either on Excel in February, or they will be sent to you on a DVD. I should say actually, it's not either or, it's and. The videos will be on the DVD, and it is lent to you for the duration of the course. So please note that when you finish the course, we would like to get them back. Next slide. Now, of course, you may be wondering now what the evaluation, the assessment will be like. So it corresponds to the 2 objectives of the course. First, or perhaps I should go back in time. In June, you will be doing an oral presentation with PowerPoint slides. This will represent half of your grade, and the subject will be to present a product connected to your field of study, something which could be useful in multimedia teaching, engineering. Okay. The second part of the evaluation will be traditional academic exam, writing a summary in 2 hours without documents, and this will be done for organizational reasons in November, during the exam week in November next year. Okay. Now, perhaps I should comment on the choice of the summary. Some of you may think it's a very academic exercise. It is indeed. I'm aware that in professional life, apart from executive summaries, which are things that you write at the beginning of a report. I don't know if you're familiar with the notion of executive summary. Well, if you write a report for your firm, 20, 30 pages long, the people who are going to read it may not have time to read it all. So they would like to have a summary, a shorter version of it. This is what we call an executive summary. You give your analysis, the results, and the actions you recommend. So it's a form of summary in the world of business. But apart from that, we don't write summaries at work. So I'm very aware this is an academic detour to practice a skill, the skill of synthesizing in an objective way. Now, my last point is the continuous assessment. You will not have a grade as such, but it will vary. Each of the 2 grades by -2 or +2 points. And it is based on your participation in the class, how many tasks you submitted, did you do them all or not, and also on your progress. So, have you got any questions? Is that clear so far? Maybe later. So, this provides an easy transition for the positioning test. So we are changing what was planned. I would like you anyway, say from now until the end of this month, to take some time to do the positioning test, because I would like to know your level, first of all. And in case you don't do very well at the test, I would strongly recommend remedial action. Because if you have a score lower than 47 points, you will find it difficult to follow the course. So, in case you have a lower course, I will get back to you on Excel. I can provide advice on what you can do. I'm not going to teach the remedial course myself, but there are things you can do. So you will find the test on Excel. It's in the English workshop, positioning. Make allowances for time. It should last 50 minutes, but Stéphane Rétoré gave you an extra 10 minutes, so you'll have 60 minutes in actual fact. You can't stop. You really have to do it at one go. And it's just a multiple choice question test. It's a very simple test, grammar and vocabulary, but it gives us an idea of your level. So, I think that's about it. We can move on to the final slide. To wish you good luck. All right. Any questions?
On a le droit de poser des questions en français.
Vous êtes fatigué aujourd'hui, alors on va éventuellement repasser au français.
Tout de suite, les résumés qui seront à faire seront tous en anglais.
Oui, oui, tout à fait. Oui, on reste dans la langue de l'État. L'idée, c'est de la production orale. Et
les résultats du test, on les a immédiatement?
Oui, je crois que Stéphane a changé effectivement la programmation de ce test. Donc, vous devez avoir votre score. Éventuellement, je peux vous mettre un tableau qui vous explique de tel point à tel point à quel niveau ça correspond. Est-ce que vous êtes familier des niveaux européens pour les langues? Ça, c'est des certifications en langue. Oui.
Le cercle?
Non, les niveaux européens, ce sont le Conseil de l'Europe qui a demandé voilà, de faire des niveaux qui soient homogènes pour l'enseignement et pour l'évaluation. Donc 1, A2, c'est les niveaux de survie, en gros. B1, B2, c'est les niveaux d'indépendance. Et C1, C2, ce sont les niveaux d'expertise, les niveaux avancés. On travaille au niveau B2. On vise le B2. On vise la fin du B2. C'est vrai que le résumé, c'est un exercice difficile. C'est B2 début de C1, le résumé. Et la présentation orale, c'est B2. Vous verrez Sophie Wang, elle était du niveau C2. En fait, elle a vécu 4 ans en pays anglophone, donc elle était vraiment, elle avait un très très bon accent et très bonne langue. Par contre, Cécile est partie du niveau B1. Son évaluation, le même test de positionnement que celui que vous allez faire, a montré qu'elle était au niveau B1. Donc elle a vraiment bien... Je ne dis pas que, attention à la présentation orale, c'est quand même quelque chose pour lequel on s'entraîne. Voilà. Après, s'il y avait un question time, ce serait peut-être moins bon que la présentation orale. Mais ça montre que quand même, on peut faire des choses très très bien avec la préparation.